The second of the two ready-to-run applications included with the WATCHOUT Systems Manager is the scheduler. Let's start the scheduler and take a look at it to see how it works. This is the main window of the scheduler application, and it lists a number of display systems, or clusters as they are also called. So you can add additional clusters to the list of clusters managed by the scheduler using the button down here. To set the settings for a cluster, you double-click the cluster, which opens another window with the details associated with this cluster. And here you can set the address of one of the display computers in the cluster that allow the scheduler to talk to that cluster. You can also turn the control of the cluster on and off using this button here. The first thing you need to do in order to operate the cluster from the scheduler is to define programs. Programs are lists of shows that exist on this display system. Typically you create programs using a number of shorter show segments or mini shows that you combine together. This list over here shows all the shows that are available in this display system, and this list is retrieved from the display system itself. And there are already two programs defined for this system here. So let's define another program. Let's call this program afternoon. Okay, so now we've added the afternoon program in addition to the morning and the lunch program. One thing you can do for a program is that you can give it a color label. So let's set this to use the purple color, and you will see how that is used later when you use the program as part of the overall weekly schedule. Now you build the program by taking the various shows that are available and add them to the list of shows that are used in this program. For example, we'd like to start this with the afternoon special, and then we run an attract loop, and then we run this show, and then we run another attract loop, and then maybe yet another afternoon special. So as you can see, you can build your programs by just combining shows in this way. You can rearrange shows by dragging them in the list here. And you can also have one show repeated multiple times. For example, if you want to have the afternoon special run twice back to back here and then followed by these others, you can arrange that in this way. The next step after you have defined a number of programs is to go to the schedule page. Once on the schedule page, you combine programs together by adding them to the weekly calendar. But before you can do that, you have to specify the start date of the calendar. So if we just go ahead and add a calendar here, you can see the start date appears here. By default, it's set to the current date, but you can also put it set the start date into the future. So let's add one more date here and set a different date like this. So now we have two calendars. We can also specify an end date, but if we don't do that, any calendar will remain in effect until the start of the next calendar. So this calendar that starts today will then remain in effect until the next. So let's start by defining this one. Now that we have a start date, we can start populating the calendar with what is supposed to happen. So we just take the programs that we made in the previous step on the Program tab, which now appear over here, and we put them into the schedule in this way. You can change the duration of events by editing them in this way, dragging the start to the end time. And then we have another one that is going over here. So that would be the program for this day, starting at the date specified here. Often you want to have similar programs throughout the week. So if you want to do that, you can use this feature down here, which essentially smears out or replicates the specification you have at the beginning of the week forward ahead into the later parts of the week. If you want to make changes here, for example, you may want to have a longer lunch program over the weekend, you can just go in and add another one on top, and that will then take effect from that date forward. So in this way, you build the programs and determine when they will run on the system. And you can continue to define programs into the future in the same way. Okay, now flipping back to the status page, you can see that we're now running the afternoon program, and you can also see the show that is currently running on this system. That information is also available if you go back to the overview page, where you can see what each cluster or each system is now doing. On this page, you can also switch to a map view, which gives a graphical overview of the venue of the place where you're using the scheduler, which is sometimes a more intuitive way to organize things. So if we switch over to the map view, it starts out being empty, but you can add each of the systems that you have being used to the map view, and you can also add an image of the place where the system is being used by taking an image like the one we have over here and just drag it onto the page. Then you have a map that you can arrange the various systems on. So maybe we have two entrances here, and we have the elevator bank sitting somewhere like here. So that's how you put together the map view, and you can flip back and forth between the map view and the list view like this. They essentially show the same information. You can see what each system is doing here, just like you do in the list view, but in just a little more easy to understand way. There is a main switch here that allows you to turn off the scheduler entirely, and you can also enable and disable individual systems here, which is useful if you have to go in and make changes to the programming, maybe use the production software to update one of the systems while the others are running under control over the scheduler. And this being part of the WATCHOUT Systems Manager makes it a free product that you can download from our website, and it also comes with a complete source code written in Adobe Flash, allowing you to make any changes or enhancements to this product that you may want to do.